Man Fabrications YouTube channel. On this week's video, we're going to rip the manual steering box out, get the power steering box fitted, see if we can fit the alternator, where the steering box and the alternator want to share the same space at the moment, so we're going to see how that works out. I got the BA Falcon front calipers. We're going to see if they're going to be able to work with a standard type rotor, and we're going to see what else we can get done, eh? So grab your cuppa or your coldie, kick back and enjoy, eh? Alrighty, so like I was just saying, first job we're going to do is rip the manual steering box out. And like I was saying about the alternator fitment, yeah, there's just no room essentially to get that alternator in there at the moment with the manual steering box in there. I think half the problem is the adjuster nut on top of the box. So hoping, fingers crossed, probably not going to work, but hoping that by fitting the power steering box that doesn't have the adjuster on top, it might gain me the clearance I need. If not, I'm thinking it might just be a matter of shimming up the engine mounts there, picking the engine up just as much as we need to get the clearance happening. So I think that's going to be an easier option than either remounting the alternator or getting a smaller alternator, because I want to run as many standard components on this thing as possible, one of which being the belt. So like I say, we'll go ahead, rip this manual box out, get the power steering unit fitted and check for alternator clearance, eh? Alrighty, so I just got the front wheel off, got this thing jacked up obviously. Before I get going, you've probably seen Jigsaw in the background, wonder what's going on. Basically it started, had a little noise going on in it, didn't know what it was, had to dig right into it. Not sure you can really tell on camera, but the conrod's now, number 2 conrod sort of looks like an S shape. You can see the wear on the bearing, that's from bending, so I don't know why it's bent. It wasn't, doing anything stupid, it didn't run too much boost, but so yeah, now I've got to try and get 2 conrods for this thing and get it back together before Main of Madness, but put the feelers out for some parts. But anyway, I just thought I'd let you know why Jigsaw's in the background. It's in the hurt bay, in the sick bay, but yeah, we'll get it going and go and do some skids at Main of Madness. So anyway, let's get back into the Barra, eh? Let's rip the steering box off. Might knock this off its taper first. That was easy. There's always one, isn't there? Wow, I did not know how that just came undone. That is crazy. Anyway, let's rip this thing off, eh? Alrighty, so after a lot of investigating and head scratching, basically what I've come up with, this thing's is sitting back down on its mount. So I did lift it up, used the engine crane to lift it up because I thought I might have been able to space it up enough to clear the alternator in its factory position, but not even close. So what I ended up doing is I've used the top mounting bolt there, and what I'm going to do, I'm just using nuts there as a spacer for the moment, but the alternator is moving ever so slightly there. It's not hitting on the steering box or the radiator hose, so I'm going to leave it bolted there. I'm going to make a little stay between the alternator and the factory mounting hole to hard mount it. Obviously now I'm going to have to run a longer belt, but that's by far the easiest way of going about this, other than trying to relocate the alternator, do something with the steering box, lift the engine up, all sorts of different things. Like I said, unfortunately we're gonna have to run a longer belt, but this is gonna be a far easier solution to fix that problem. So gonna go ahead and make that little stay for that alternator, and we'll move on to the next job, eh? Alrighty, so went ahead and I just nipped up that bracket off camera. As you can see, all done. Like I say, I'll make a spacer later on. It's just those nuts are exactly the right length I need, so they're getting used for now. So yeah, that thing's tight, not going anywhere, clears everything. So like I said, small sacrifice to make the belt longer, but it's not like you're going through belts anyway normally. So sort of, yeah, best compromise we can come up with, and makes everything else work without doing hours of work. So gonna call that a win. Gonna move on to the brakes now. I just had a quick suss of these BA calipers. These are just the standard size Holden rotors. I think they're about 278 mil or something. And basically I sat them in there, and looks like I might have another bit of a win here. You're probably not going to be able to see a whole lot, but essentially the mounting surfaces, when you sit them like that, are flush. All I got to do is make an adapter bracket to pick up both bolt patterns. And as you can see, it's not quite like the rotor's not big enough, so which is going to work out good, because we can go to like a 290 or a 300 mil rotor, which will bring the rotor out to use the whole caliper, because these need to be changed anyway, because it's forward pattern on the rear. So I'm going to get a set of rotors that are forward pattern on the front, and like I say, we'll go to the 290, 295 or whatever rotor is going to be correct size, and that'll give us bigger, better brakes, forward pattern, and make use of the BA calipers. So yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and probably make a template and knock some adapter brackets up to get these BA calipers on, because if we can do that, it's BA caliper, BA front brakes, BA rear brakes, BA booster master, pedal box. So yeah, this thing will stop essentially like a BA Falcon, so in all standard parts. So I'm going to go ahead and start mounting these front calipers, eh? Rightio, so after a bit of mucking around off camera, cutting up some cardboard and drilling some holes, I've got myself a template, and yeah, it's holding up the slider for the brake caliper there. But yeah, essentially that's it. It's gonna turn out really straightforward actually. So gonna go ahead and transfer that template. I've got some scrap steel here, some nice thick stuff. I think it's 8 or 10 mil, not sure, but it's plenty thick. So gonna transfer it onto these, cut it out, and get this caliper set up, eh? Let's get into it. Rightio, so I just went ahead and sprayed a bit of paint over that template on my bits of steel here. So gonna go ahead, get these holes drilled, get them cut out, and see what these calipers look like, eh? Alrighty, so I've got the plate cut out for the driver's side caliper. It's all bolted up. I don't have the correct bolts. I've got to get some shorter bolts for both of these. But yeah, that plate's on and the caliper's mounted. Yeah, really happy with how easy that worked out. I took the pads out to show you what's going on. So like I said, I've got to get a bigger rotor for this, but it's kind of what we need anyway, because it needs to be the size to match this caliper. So we'll get a bigger rotor in forward pattern as well, and yeah, that should solve the brake drama. So Gonna go ahead, go and get some lunch into me, and then come back down. We'll get in on the next job, eh? Rightio, so I've just come back from lunch and I had the idea to throw the tyre back on to see if it fits, and it doesn't fit. The caliper's sticking too far out, so I know what I need to do to make it fit. I've basically got the same front setup on Jigsaw, but I bought a whole kit for it. Essentially what that kit does, you pull the factory rotor off, puts like a hub on it and a slip over rotor, and in doing that moves it away from the stub axle, and that bracket can move behind the stub mounting point, which it's sitting on at the moment, and brings it out and in, pushes the whole caliper in. So either way we go about it, it's going to need a lot more than what we got here. So I have to do a bit more thinking about it. Either we can run the setup the way it is with the brackets that I made, but have to go to a 17-inch rim, which is doable. We can leave the big tyres on the back and go to a 17 on the front, or leave just get factory rebuilt calipers for it. See if we can get away with that through engineering, or like I said, put a whole kit on it to go to the bigger calipers, which is probably what we should be doing. That way it's got all the standard Falcon brakes on it. But yeah, like I said, I can't do anything with that now, but bit more thinking about what we're going to do there is needed. So gonna go ahead and put this tyre back on. What I'm thinking of doing is I might scooch the truck over this way a bit and have a look at the fuel filler neck. I want to get that sorted, and also those little infill panels where the tubs poke through into the timber. I might make them and get them filled in, eh? So for now, let's put the tyre back on and scooch this thing over, eh? Alrighty, so I'm going to move on from the brake saga into the fuel filler. As you can see, sticking out past the rail. Like I said, I've got a fix for it. So what I'm going to do is, so this is all plastic, and you can see for like that much of the neck now is basically the same size. I'm not sure if the silicone hose is the right size or not, but the plan is to sort of cut it there, take a couple of inches out, however much I need to sink that back underneath the rail there, and then just use silicone hose down under there. All these factory lines are still going to work. There's plenty of room to just sort of let them swoop down a little bit, so it's going to be perfectly fine, perfectly safe. It's just plastic, and just get a fuel rated hose clamps, sink that in, and then once that's where I want it, I'm just going to build a little hanger plate shroud type arrangement, and have that sunk in just a little bit under the rail, probably not all the way in, but just sort of underneath it. So gonna go ahead, mark this thing, cut it, probably with the reciprocal saw, I'm thinking, and take out what I need, get this thing set back in there, right? Rightio, so what I've got left, oh hang on a minute, is this is the filler neck. It's been trimmed to length, cleaned up the outside of the tank there. Obviously had a rag inside when I was cutting it. It's going to be cleaned out anyway, but so this is what we're sort of left with. Line that up, so that's sitting just under the side of the out of the rail. All these lines are going to hook back up to it. It turns out it's about 3 3/4 inch, 95mm OD, which I'll be able to get a hose straight up for that, couple of clamps. And what I'm going to do is just make a little bracket from the guardrail down there, and it'll be either welded or bolted to the inside that rail, and a hose clamp around the filler neck. Done deal. And we'll work out later on if we're going to shroud it or not. I don't know if it's worth it. But for now, we'll make that little bracket, get that filler neck hung. I don't have a hose for it at the minute. I do have a bit of 4 to 3 inch, but we're not going to cut that up. So I'll get that bracket cut, get it folded, get it on here, and we'll move on to the next job, eh? Alrighty, so like I said, here it is. Got that bracket made up, it's just held on by texture up there at the moment. Probably gonna obviously wait till I get this thing pulled apart and I'll weld that bracket to the rail. And it's just held on there by a couple of zippy ties at the minute. Like I said, big probably Stano hose clamp, we'll mount that there. But as it is, yeah, everything works good, looks good, sitting where it's supposed to. And obviously I just got to get that bit of 3 3/4 inch hose with a couple of clamps, and everything's hooked back up. Like I said, gonna work as per factory. So yeah, that's ticked off the list. What I'm gonna go ahead and do now, like I was saying before, just gonna make some little infill panels here, so you don't see that gap between the tub and the timber on both sides. Just got this bit of zinc and eel here, so I'm just gonna cut up some strips and get them tacked in, eh? So let's do it. Alrighty, so I went ahead and got both those infill panels cut out and tacked in. I'm not going to bother welding them out just yet, obviously, because I'll just set fire to the timber. I'll wait until the tray's pulled apart to finish that off, and obviously finish off most of the rest of the welding on this thing. But that's going to do it for us today, everyone. As always, thanks for watching. If you can do us a favour, like, comment, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.